Hi there, Neil here from Butterflies to Eagles. I'm going to cover a very brief overview on a couple of topics that will hopefully clarify a few misconceptions. The field of the universe, the Akashic records, and the power of now. When we look at quantum physics and mysticism, they both say that everything is nothing more than one big massive field of vibrations. Energy and vibrations. Tesla talked about the same thing. He says when you think of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibrations. And the best way I can picture the field of the universe is one big massive field that goes out beyond infinity, beyond the beyond. And it's just one big massive field of vibrations, including the empty space that's between the electrons and the protons, right within the atom. All of that is included in the field of the universe. So it's one big field of vibrations. The Akashic records. A lot of people like to simplify that and say it's kind of akin to a great big diary of all of the lifetimes that you've had here on planet Earth. And that's close to truth, and that's a way of humanizing the definition of what it is, because it is a collection of everything that you've experienced on planet Earth, but it actually goes beyond just planet Earth too. And the Akash is now expanding into recollection or feelings and wisdom of things that we've learned prior to our very first life here on planet Earth. So the Akashic records is also part of the field of the universe. So here we have man, and as we experience things in our life, it goes out into the field of the universe through energy in our thoughts. Thoughts are actual things, and the things that we experience all become part of the field of the universe in records. So it's our record of our experience of that field of the universe would be a better way of saying it. It's tied into the crystalline grid. Our experiences are almost like a memory bank of our experiences, and there's a whole lot more to it, but that simplifies it to a very basic root. So as we go through life, we expand our consciousness beyond the 3D world. There's a veil of forgetfulness between our conscious mind and all of the rest of the field of the universe. And within this expansion includes other aspects of who we really are. We have our guides, we have our inner self, we have our higher self, we have our soul families, we have our star seeds, and all of that list goes on and on and on. And all of that is tied back into the field of the universe. So we're not separate from it, we're a part of it. And the Akashic records is a storehouse of all of the experiences and the wisdom that we've gained. So let's look at it as like a memory in this life. You went to school and you learned how to read. See Dick run. Jane can run too. Watch Jane run. Remember when we first learned how to read? It was simple things like that we were learning. When we tap into our memory to recall how to read, we don't go through everything specific. And it's the same as when we tap into our Akash. We don't have to remember every lifetime that we live. What we're really wanting to do is tap into the accumulated energy, the quantum field of all that we are and all that we've experienced. We want to tap into our resources of wisdom that we've collected from our thousands of lifetimes or hundreds of lifetimes, whichever the case may be. We're all different. So when we tap into the Akash, People get all excited because they remember a part of a past life. And they want to remember the whole thing, or they want to remember more. But the most important thing is the same as when we learned how to read. You remember the concept, you remember the wisdom. And all of that is added to the experience in this 3D world of who we are. So we can use the Akash to assist us in this world. And there's a big misconception with the power of now. Everybody gets excited about being in the moment. What does that actually mean, though? They want to think, a lot of people believe that it's a matter of stopping the thought process and being in the moment. So we're not thinking of the past and we're not thinking of the future. But when we really look at it, right now is already old news. Right now is already old news. Let's break that down so you can really understand it. Just saying the word now. Now. By the time I was finished with the N sound, that particular part of the moment was already past. It's already history. The ow was in the future and hadn't been said yet. So where do we really define the power of now? What does the power of now really mean? The power of now really means being present to all that we really are. So when we stop our thinking of the future and the past and just become present, we become present with this part of ourself that's on the other side of the veil. The other side of the veil of forgetfulness. All part of this big quantum soup of the vibrations in the field of the universe. So, in truth, the power of now really is the power of being present with yourself. Present with self. So how can we work with this? Linearly, which is not the way it actually is, on this 3D world behind the veil of forgetfulness, we operate linearly. So we think that there's the past and the future. And it's all collectively into one, depending on where our focus is. But here's you. You're tripping along. And each one of these is kind of like a spoke. There are different opportunities, different directions that you could go. Every single second of every day, it presents you with another opportunity to change your mind and go a different direction. You may decide to all of a sudden pack up and move to Vancouver. Or you may, if you're already living in Vancouver, you may decide to pack up and move to LA. So every single one of those is a different potential path of trajectory. Going back into this field of vibrations, it's already existing. It's already there. It's already in that field of vibration on the quantum level of things beyond the veil. So when we're tripping along, there we are. That's where we are in the field of the universe right now. And those are all the different options of which directions that we could go. So when we can tap into the knowledge and the wisdom that's part of our Akash, it makes our choice of directions that we go more fluid and more in line with the whole of the field of the universe. Because each and every one of us has the potential of being part of the positive changes to bring this planet into a world of peace and compassion. So I hope that clarifies the pieces and may leave you with a whole lot more questions than answers. And either way, that's a good thing, because if you're filled with a whole bunch more questions, then that will lead you to tapping into your Akashic records with your wisdom You don't have to remember every aspect of every life. You'll tap into the wisdom gained from other life experiences that'll hopefully help you make a choice as to which one of those trajectories feels the most closest to what your heart desires, as well as what goes with the collective. So that's rather vague, it's rather confusing, and yet at the same time, if you tap into the basic message, this is going to make a huge lot of sense to you. And if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, hopefully we'll see you in one of the Butterflies to Eagles workshops. Thanks for listening and have a great day.